everyone, Voodoo here, and today we are here with a new style of video I'm experimenting with here. So we're going to go over Reaver's Glaive usage. We're going to give it to you broken down into 3 different things. We're going to do like beginner usage, intermediate usage, and expert usage so that you can get the most out of Reaver's Glaive dependent on your skill level or your comfort with Havoc Demon Hunter. So let me know how you find this video. New style I'm experimenting with for a few different videos here. And yeah, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We are pushing for 15,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Hopefully we can get there. And with that, let's go on to the video. All right, so here we are in game, and of course we're going to start off with the basics. Now the basics is going to include what the heck is Reaver's Glaive. So Reaver's Glaive is the whole focus of the Aldrachi Reaver talent tree. Every time you gather 6 souls or use the hunt, thanks to just the baseline, sorry, I thought it was this thing. Whenever you use the hunt or you gather 6 souls, your throw glaive will turn into Reaver's Glaive. Now this Reaver's Glaive will not be thrown by the talent Screaming Brutality. It will not do that. But instead, it's a stronger glaive, it hits 1 extra target, and it's going to do a few different things for you with this talent tree. It's going to start a pattern of glaive work, and it will buff your next Chaos Strike and Blade Dance. Now these also work for the empowered abilities. While you're in demon form, they won't glow, but it still works for them. And what it's going to do is it's going to make the first one you use deal 10% more damage, the second one deal 20% more damage. So if you go Chaos Strike, then Blade Dance, the Chaos Strike will deal 10% more damage, and the Blade Dance will then do 20% more damage. Now, there's going to be a few extra things on top of that. It's also going to have your Chaos Strike do an extra little effect, and your Blade Dance do an extra little effect. The Blade Dance effect is going to be Fury of the Aldrachi, which is extra AoE slashes. It is uncapped physical damage, which is very good. This is not buffed by Essence Break. It is just damage. If you cast this first, so if you do Throw Glaive, Reaver's Glaive, Blade Dance, Chaos Strike, it'll do 3 slashes. If you do it second, so Reaver's Glaive, Chaos Strike, Blade Dance, it'll do 6 slashes. There's a lot of AoE damage. On the other side, Chaos Strike applies a mark to your target called Reaver's Mark. If you do Chaos Strike first, it'll apply 1 stack of Reaver's Mark. If you do Chaos Strike second, it'll apply 2 stacks of Reaver's Mark. Each stack of Reaver's Mark causes the target to take 6% increased damage from you, up to obviously 12%, and single applications do stack. So if you do 2 throw glaives, Reaver's Glaive, Chaos Strike, Blade Dance, Reaver's Glaive, Chaos Strike, Blade Dance, you'll have 2 applications of 1 stack, which will equal 12%. Now this mark also lets you do Wounded Quarry, which is a big part of this tree. Wounded Quarry basically means that all physical damage you do to any enemy anywhere, the physical school of damage, will take that physical damage, take 20% of it, turn it into chaos damage, and then deal it to the target with your mark. This also has a chance to give you soul fragments. And that's why this is important, because getting soul fragments means you get more glaives. Now on top of that, the final thing is that Thrill of the Fight is going to be a very important buff for Havoc Demon Hunter in Aldrachi Reaver. What this does is a 2-part buff. There's 1 part for 20 seconds that increases your auto attack speed by 15% for 20 seconds. Gives you more fury, gives you more physical damage. Just a nice little passive. More fury is more chaos strikes or more soul fragments. You get it. The other part, the more important part, which we'll touch on later in the video, is that you deal 15% more damage for 10 seconds. So you have a 20-second buff for attack speed, and a 10-second buff for damage. The way you generate souls are through Chaos Strike, just giving you souls. Through Soul Sigils, which anytime you use a sigil, you get a soul. Through Sigil of Spite, 1 minute cooldown will give you 4 soul fragments with Soul Sigils, 3 otherwise. And then finally through the Hunt, which just gives you a glaive. And then through being like killing enemies, so you'll get more in AoE. So that's kind of like the very basics. We'll talk about the very basic rotation now. I'm just going to give myself a glaive here with the Hunt, and the very basic rotation is you're just going to absolutely throw 1 on cooldown and always do Chaos Strike and Blade Dance no matter what. That's kind of the basics. If you're playing this at like a very minimum level, you're going to just throw it as soon as you get 1. You're not going to care about anything else, and you're always going to do Chaos Strike into Blade Dance, no matter if you're in AoE, no matter if you're in single target. Just, you have a glaive show up, throw it, profit, Chaos Strike and a Blade Dance, and away you go. Now obviously there's more to that. There's more to make it more complex and more damage with it, but this is going to be the most simple way you can of getting the most out of your Reaver's Glaive. You're going to do the rest of the rotation normally. If you want to see Havoc's normal rotation, I have a few guides about that. They're linked in the description as always. But as soon as we get a glaive, we'll throw it out, we will Chaos Strike, and we will Blade Dance. And it's going to be the same for AoE as well. So if we go over to the AoE dummies and we let our 20 seconds elapse here, so we get our sigils back, we're going to be on these dummies and we're going to throw our glaive as soon as we get it, Chaos Strike, Blade Dance. That's it. That's the very basics of it. By doing that, you're going to be like 60% of the way there, 70% of the way away there, and you're going to get a pretty decent value out of it. Now, the reason why we're always Chaos Striking to Blade Dance, especially in AoE, is that we want our Reaver's Mark on the target before we do Fear the Aldrachi, which is a lot of physical damage to funnel in with Wounded Quarry. You can see there, lots of Wounded Quarry damage. Now, this also means that Blade Dance gets more damage. We normally get enough glaives that we're going to have enough stacks on target anyways, where there's certain times we'll have 2 stacks of Reaver's Mark. Boom, 2 stacks of Reaver's Mark right there. It'll drop off, obviously, because I'm just kind of talking and not really, doing the best rotation. But you get the idea, right? So very basic rotation is that we get the glaive, we're going to always throw it right away into Chaos Strike, into Blade Dance. Now, obviously, this is not the most damage with it, but if you're just starting Havoc, if you just want to play Aldrachi, this is the baseline, easiest thing to do to get you like 60% of the way there. This is your beginner level. So for the intermediate level, we're going to add 2 new things. The first one is that you're always going to save a Reaver's Glaive for every time you I-beam so that you can always have Reaver's Mark on your target. We'll show that. The second one is that you don't always have to Chaos Strike into Blade Dance. In AoE, you'll always be doing that. In single target, it doesn't actually matter that much. So let's get into it. So the big thing here, we'll just do our rotation a little normally here. So, do our little opener, and I'll talk through it as we go here. So we'll get our glaive, throw it out. We'll go into I-beam, Chaos Strike, Essence Break, Death Sweep, Backflip, Meta, Death Sweep, Annihilation, I-beam, Annihilation, Reaver, get this, and then we're going to Reaver's Glaive again. Big thing here is that we don't always care. We're going to Reaver's Glaive for Fury. And when we do that in single target, it doesn't really matter the order we use our abilities in. So I had Death Sweep up there. Now I did delay it because I'm talking, obviously. But I had Death Sweep up there. And basically whenever you throw Reaver's Glaive, you're going to just push the next button in your priority. So boom, again, it's up here. We're going to just push Death Sweep because Death Sweep's available. And there you go. Now the other big thing is that we always want to have Reaver's Mark on our target for when we I-beam. Now, obviously that means we're going to hold things I didn't hold there. Should help that I-beam for Essence Break. We're going to try and fit it in here. I'm not going to because I'm talking. So my rotation's bad. But now at this save, we're just going to hold this glaive. Right? We want to always make sure we have a glaive for when we beam. We don't want to risk not having that. We don't want to risk losing all of our buffs or anything like that. At this point for the intermediate level, we're just going to sit here. Now, if we have multiple glaives, then you're doing good. And you want to throw them out, that's fine. But if you only have one glaive, just sit there, hold it for whenever you go into I-beam windows. Every time you get another glaive, you could definitely send it. But again, here, we're just going to hold this glaive. No need to throw it out. Just hold it. Make sure we have Reaver's Mark on our target whenever we're going into I-beam. So boom, I-beam's almost here. Throw our glaive, Chaos Strike, I-beam, Annihilation, Essence Break. And there you go. So yeah, we'll hunt just to get on CD, and I'm going to hold this glaive. We'll hold it until we can use another one, and then we'll throw it out. So boom, we can use another one, throw it out, Blade Dance into Chaos Strike because Blade Dance is available. And then we're just sitting here waiting. Okay, we have I-beam coming off, so we'll throw it out now. Use our Chaos Strike, Death Sweep, I-beam, and then Death Sweep after, right? The intermediate level is that. Intermediate level is learning that you don't always have to do Chaos Strike and Blade Dance. It often will be that, but if you throw your glaive out and you want to use it for Fury, if you're using Keen Engagement, right? Just throw it whenever you need a little bit of Fury, and you have Blade Dance available, you'll use that first. The only other thing is that you want to just hold a charge till right before you I-beam so that you do Glaive, Chaos Strike, I-beam, Death Sweep, right? Pretty simple stuff, but it's going to be a little bit extra than just throwing on CD, not care about anything like that. And this will get you a little bit higher to the full usage of Reaver's Glaive. And finally, we are here with the thing you probably wanted the most, and this is the expert level Reaver's Glaive usage. So we're going to take everything we learned from the previous 2, and we're going to add 2 more things on top of it. Now, the eagle-eyed among you may have noticed me doing one of them already. That's going to be Blade Dance delaying. A Blade Dance delaying means that basically, if Blade Dance is coming up and is available, and you have I-beam in about 3 to 4 seconds, 5 seconds at most, you're going to just hold that Blade Dance, especially if it's one that's powered by Reaver's Glaive. What this is going to do is, because this enhances the second ability by 20%, right? It's going to power up that Death Sweep by the 30% it gets naturally from Demonic, which is down here, as well as the 20% from the Reaver's Glaive enhanced ability thing. So this is going to mean that you have an extra hard hitting Blade Dance. And this is even more important whenever you're in Essence Break, because that's going to further buff up that Blade Dance, or that Death Sweep in this case. So what that basically means is that if you have a Blade Dance, especially if it's an empowered one, if I-beam is up in 3 or 4 seconds, you're holding that Blade Dance until after I-beam. Any longer than 3 or 4, 5 at the most, 5's kind of iffy, depends on your haste. seconds, and you're just going to be wasting Blade Dance charges, which you, not charges, casts, which you do not want to do. So basically, we're holding them some Blade Dance a little bit. The other thing is the proper way to use Reaver's Glaive, and that's through a process known as, colloquially, thrill maxing. So thrill maxing involves keeping up the thrill of the fight damage buff, the 10-second one. So this adds another throw case to our Reaver's Glaives, which basically means that if thrill of the fight damage buff has 4 seconds or less, generally speaking, roughly, then you're going to throw your glaive. That's basically it. So instead of throwing them on cooldown and holding one for I-beam, you're still going to hold one for I-beam, but the other ones are going to be used to maximize the uptime of thrill of the fight. Now, if you don't have the buff at all, I would just, again, hold it for the I-beam. You can start a new one, but the I-beam every 20 seconds, so generally speaking, you can just hold it for that. But the other one is that you want to buff that thrill of the fight damage bonus, right? You want to have that up as much as you can. You want to be buffing your powerful things like Immolation Aura and AoE, Blade Dance, single target, stuff like that. So let us go through and show you the rotation. So again, we're going to do things like just like a normal rotation, Immolation Aura, Sigil Flame, our Trinket, Hunt In, I-beam, throw our Glaive, Chaos Strike, Essence Break, Death Sweep, Backflip Meta, Death Sweep, Annihilation, I-beam, and then Sigil, and then we're going to grab all of our souls. And at this point, we have the thing up, so we're going to throw it. And again, remember, we don't always need to do this specific order. Being on a Glaive here, we're going to hold this and try and thrill max. So the Glaive is here, it's available. We're going to hold it off a little bit. Boom, we're going to throw it now. And this will mean that we are pretty much maximizing uptime as much as we can, all in our thrill of the fight buffs. There we go, holding one there. We're not holding one for I-beam because we have 2 stacks already on the target, or 1 stack in this case, which is obviously what you want to do. We're going to I-beam here a little late just so we make sure we actually buff up our Essence Break. Boom, boom, and there we go. Again, easier with Lust, but you know, we don't have that. Here, because we don't have I-beam, we're going to hold. That's kind of the name of the game, right? We don't have I-beam, we don't throw the fight, we're going to hold our Reaver's Glaive until we can either A, throw another one, or B, you know, use it. Blade Dance is up here, but I-beam is coming up in 4 seconds, so we're going to hold that Blade Dance till after I-beam. I-beam comes up, we delay it, we get extra power on our thing there. And then here we're going to get actually another Glaive, so we're going to thrill max, right? Thrill's available, boom, rocket back up to 10 seconds. There we go. And then we'll even actually get an I-beam in this thrill window, which is pretty fun, and where you kind of want to be. So there you go, I-beam, Essence Break, Death Sweep, with 2 stacks of Reaver's Marks. Pretty good stuff. So that's the idea, right? So the beginner level is throw it on cooldown, always Chaos Strike and a Blade Dance. The second level is you want to always hold a Glaive for I-beam, and you don't always need to do Chaos Strike into Blade Dance and single target. Sometimes you will do Blade Dance first, depending on what's available. And then the third level is going to be thrill maxing, so trying to maximize the uptime of thrill of the fight, as well as doing those Blade Dance delays to have Blade Dance come up in I-beam, in Essence Break, while it's being buffed by thrill of the fight, by the Reaver's Glaive. Now in AoE, again, all this stuff applies as well. However, the big difference for AoE is that you always want to do the full combo before you I-beam. So there's no delaying in AoE. AoE is always full combo first, and you want to try and buff your Immolation Auras by it. So if we run over to the AoE dummies real quick, we'll Hunt In. That will give us a Glaive. So we'll throw a Glaive, we'll Chaos Strike, we'll Blade Dance, we'll pop Immolation Auras, at least one, and then we will I-beam. Now, obviously, I'm playing the single target build, so I didn't swap over. But that will give us the most damage on our beam. It'll give us a ton of damage on Immolation or on Ragefire whenever you actually play those talents. And that'll be AoE. But for everything else, those are kind of like the 3 levels to playing Aldrachi Reaver, right? So yeah, that's kind of the video today. So I hope everyone enjoyed or found this useful. I tried to break it up into 3 different kind of like skill brackets, so to speak, about like how to take it. I hope this helps you learn it, right, as like a skill progression. Something I'm kind of trying a little bit, you know, I've experimented with a little bit of video kind of formats. Monday's video was a different format than I normally do. This is a different format than I normally do, more of kind of like a step, like a progression step thing, like how we teach in real life. That's how, you know, people teach stuff. So I hope you found this useful. I mean, if you did, let me know. I might try and incorporate some of this more into like other rotational aspects of Havoc, maybe into some shorts or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I made this video because a lot of people have still been asking about Reaver's Glaive. So this isn't really more so on the rotational side of Havoc. If you want to learn the rotation, I have other videos for that. But this is more focused on using Reaver's Glaive to its fullest potential. And I hope you found this informative and useful. So yeah, that'll be it for me today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know again, please. I would love feedback on this. And I'll see you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe. Getting to 15,000 by the end of the year. And you guys are great. See you later. Peace. A big thank you to everyone watching my videos, but especially to my channel members. Thank you, Alexander Trifunovic, Rukaza, Fear Redefined, Loose Change, Jorge Polanco, Matthew Barr, Zuligan, Chocobo Merc, Gabriel Correa, Matchman 133, and Falafadar and Dark Terror. Thank you so much to everybody. If you want to join and support me in making videos, consider following the link below. I will be adding more perks to this over the summer as I get more time, including log review, which isn't available right now. But again, I do appreciate everybody just supporting me and watching the videos. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Peace.